This story is very dear to my heart, and although it makes me sad to speak about it, I feel it's important to share. In a small village, there lived a woman named Lila. To the outside world, she was an ordinary woman, just like any other. She had a family, a husband and children, and from the surface, everything seemed fine. But inside, Lila was suffering. Life's burdens had slowly chipped away at her spirit, leaving her stressed and anxious. The weight of her worries pushed her into a dark corner. Alcohol. It became her escape from reality, her way of coping with pain. As the years passed, Lila became known as the village drunkard. People began to whisper behind her back. They laughed at her stumbling through the streets, slurring her words, forgetting that this was the same woman who once carried herself with grace and dignity. They threw stones, not literally, but with their words, their judgments. Even her own children grew distant, embarrassed by the woman their mother had become. Her husband, too, gave up on her, feeling too ashamed to seek help. But Lila was more than her addiction. She was a human being, with a heart full of love and a soul burdened by the weight of her suffering. The villagers, uneducated and unaware of how to help someone like her, condemned her instead. There were no resources, no outreach programs, and no one willing to offer her a hand. Amongst all this, there was a young boy who lived next door to Lila. He watched her every day from his window. To him, Lila wasn't just the drunk woman people spoke about in hushed tones. To him, she was like a second mother. She had taken care of him when he was younger, offering food, love, and kindness. He had seen her smile, heard her laughter, and knew the warmth of her heart. The boy didn't understand why the world around him turned so cruel toward her. Years went by, and Lila's health began to fail. The alcohol took its toll. Eventually, she passed away, lonely and misunderstood. The village mourned her death, but not her life. And in that moment, the young boy, now grown, realized something profound. Lila didn't die from alcohol. She died from neglect, from a lack of love and support. She died because no one offered her help when she needed it the most. Now, as an adult, he reflected on the lessons of Sanatana Dharma, the teachings of righteousness, compassion, and non-judgment. He remembered the words of the Gita, which teach us not to condemn but to help those in need. Do not throw stones at those who fall. Instead, offer them a hand to rise again. He wished, more than anything, that someone had offered Lila that hand. That someone had seen past her struggle and understood that she was battling more than just alcohol. She was battling life. In the small community where education was scarce, no one knew how to help someone like Lila. But now, with more knowledge, he realized it was their responsibility as humans, and especially as Hindus, to reach out to those suffering in silence. Sanatana Dharma teaches us that life is sacred, that each person is on their own journey, and that it is our duty to help one another, not condemn. This is a call to all of us. If you see someone struggling, do not throw stones. Do not laugh or turn away. Instead, ask yourself how you can help. Whether it's someone battling addiction, depression, or any other challenge, our role is to be compassionate, understanding, and kind. In this world, many suffer alone, not because they want to, but because they don't know where to turn. If the community had been there for Lila, if they had reached out, she might still be alive today, living a full and happy life. If we do nothing but stand by, we allow more Lilas to suffer in silence. So, in Lila's memory, let us vow to be better, to be more understanding, to live by the principles of Sanatana Dharma, and to help lift those who have fallen. After all, the greatest service we can offer is to help another human being stand up when they feel they cannot stand on their own.